Today we're working on yet another turd box extraordinaire. Got a Kia Sedona, it's an 05. The customer thought that the transmission had went out on this turd box, and it sounded like the differential was going out, but in fact, it's actually, even though the boots aren't torn, the CV had broken. So it's a little difficult to see here, but I'm turning the rotor, and the hub is turning, and the outside boot is turning, but the CV shaft, the axle, is not turning. So it blew that outer CV apart, even though, or maybe it just broke the axle, but even though the boots aren't torn and there's no other signs. Very surprising. Never seen this before as a technician. So decided to do a tear down of the axle shaft to see the failure, and you can see right here that what happened was the cage for the bearings broke. The inner race, or the inner hub, is fine. It's just so the cage just broke and the balls went everywhere, and without balls this ain't gonna function. The balls are just piled in this grease pile in the back. This possibly is an aftermarket axle. I notice it's got different bands on it than normal. This is like a pull type band. You use and these are either somebody changed the boots on it, or it's just some Chinesium axle. I'm gonna go with the Chinesium. So we probably could rebuild it if we wanted to, just by putting a new cage in it. But CV axles are really too cheap to, especially for a stock application, they're too cheap to not just buy another one. I'm guessing this is about $60 or so. So we're just gonna go ahead and order one up and slap it back together. But if you thought that maybe you had a Sedona with a bad transmission, it could just be a CV axle.